I'm TJ with Overcast Restoration in Havre, Montana, and I'd like to show you some carpet spotting basics today. First thing you need is a couple of items. You need a quality spotter, you need a damp rag, you need a couple of dry rags, and a couple of paper towels. Now your first and most important step is to pre-test your spotter in an inconspicuous area on your carpet, such as behind the couch or someplace where no one can see it, to make sure it doesn't remove any color or hurt your carpet in any way. Alright, the biggest problem most people have with spotting is two things. One, they either apply this directly to the stain, which is not the right way, but most importantly, they don't incorporate some form of a rinse cycle. So what happens is they'll spot the stain and they'll actually get it off, and either it will activate stuff from underneath to wick up later and come back and have a stain about a week later. Or more importantly, what normally happens is they'll get the spot all beautiful, they'll get everything off, but they'll leave a detergent residue on their carpet, which causes it to collect dirt from the environment, such as off your shoes when you walk over, and in a week or so later you have a big old stain that's even bigger than the one you started with. So let me show you how to do it correctly. First thing you need to do is look at your stain and spot, and if there's any dry residue or anything, bust it off there, vacuum up as much dry stuff as you can with a vacuum. Once you've got that accomplished, which on this particular stain there isn't any, you get ready to spot. So you take your spotter, you actually apply it to the rag. It does not take a lot of spotter for this stuff to actually pull off here really nice. So you get it to your rag and you start on the outside of the circle of the stain and work your way around. Always dab, never rub. If you rub this carpet, what will happen is you will distort the face fibers on it, and you can get the stain out just beautiful, but everyone will be able to see that you've done something to it because there'll be a big nasty spot where these yarns are untwisted. We often get calls to correct that, to see what's going on, and there's nothing one can do about that. It's just ruined. Alright, you can see on here we're getting a good transfer. That means the spotting that we're using is working. So what we'll do is we will move over to another spot and continue to work on this stain. We'll continue to work on this stain until there's no more color transfer coming off of this. You see it's still working just wonderful. Now this is kind of a bigger stain, so it may take me just a few minutes to get this all cleaned all the way up. But while we're doing it, notice we're getting some stain, so we'll go one more time here and see what happens. Now the reason that you work around these stains in a spiral motion around the outside, you'll notice how big that stain was before we started. Sometimes you'll get interrupted and you'll walk off, or you'll just flat get tired of spotting this thing. And if you just keep working around in a spiral motion, you'll keep making the stain smaller and smaller and smaller, instead of one big blotchy stain. And once you've made a big blotchy stain, it's even harder to remove because you've got all the easy stuff, and it actually, in my opinion, looks worse than if you hadn't done anything to it. Now we got just a little bit of transfer on that last one, so we're going to try it one more time just to see where we end up. Now it's important that you keep doing this until you get no more transfer. That's how you know you're done. Even though you can't necessarily see the stain at this point, we're getting just a little teeny bit of transfer. Not very much, but just a little bit. So we're going to go one more and make sure we got it. Oh, right there. See, we're not really getting any transfer on that. So we're ready to move on to our next step. Our next step is to rinse. That's where you take your damp rag. Now this rag doesn't have to be sopping wet, and you don't have to soak your carpet. It just needs to be nice and damp, and you need to just kind of work it. Like I said, always dabbing, don't rub. Just kind of need to work it around everywhere where you've had that spot. And that will deactivate all the detergent solution. It'll rinse it out of that carpet, and you'll be able to be confident that it's not going to resoil on you. Alright, got that good and rinsed. Now we're going to take another dry rag. We're actually going to use it to dry as much of the moisture out of this carpet as possible. That helps prevent any wicking, helps prevent any kind of resoiling stuff. Okay. Now this carpet feels pretty dry, but we're going to do one more step. We're going to take and use a paper towel, because a paper towel will absorb more moisture than what a regular towel will, and that will get it just about completely dry. And there you go. That is your basic spotting steps for a carpet. Remember, we are Overcast Restoration in Havre, Montana. If you have any cleaning needs such as spotting or basic needs, give us a call, 265-2511, or look at our website, www.overcastrestoration. We have a spotting guide on there to help you through all this. Thank you.